Good morning, grade 5s. Today in art, we are going to learn about the pop art movement, what it is and its elements. Then later, we are going to create our own pieces of pop art with Miss Stutt. Today's learning goals are as followed. I will know the elements of pop art, understand the characteristics of pop art, and understand what the pop art movement was. We are now going to pause the video and talk about the following question. What do you notice about these pictures? Do you notice anything specific?
This leads us to wonder, what is the pop art movement? The pop art movement emerged in the 1950s and really began to flourish in the 1960s in America and Britain. This was a time of post-war economic boom, where advertising played a major role in convincing people to buy products. Pop art references the world in which people live, and most commonly depicts food items or celebrities. Pop art draws inspiration from sources in popular culture and in commercial culture. Pop art is recognizable for its bright, vibrant colors, repetition, patterns, and symmetry, and references to commercial products. Let's learn a little bit about Andy Warhol, who is one of the people most often associated with pop art, and then we'll take a look at some examples of pop art. It's possible that some of you may have seen pop art in your everyday lives, maybe in art galleries, books, or in street art. Andy Warhol was notably one of the most influential artists throughout the pop art movement and often depicts pop art elements in his artwork. He used a very interesting technique called screen printing to make art, which is the process of transferring a stencil design onto a flat surface using a mesh screen, ink, and a squeegee. Here are some examples of Andy Warhol's most famous pop artwork. These works are of cans of soup and Marilyn Monroe, which, as we just learned, food items and celebrities are pop art's most common subjects.
We're now going to play a video showing you what we are going to be doing in art today. So you can gather all your materials. Don't worry about following along with the video and doing your art at the same time. We'll put up the written instructions after too, so you can take your time and go step by step. Okay class, so once you get your blank piece of paper, you're going to fold it in half and then fold it in half again, so that once you unfold it, you have 4 sections on your paper. Once you have your paper folded, you can now pick something that you're going to draw. So for this example, I drew cherries. You could pick anything. It could be food, it could be an object, it could be a celebrity. Once you have your item picked, you're going to draw it in each of the 4 sections. It doesn't have to be identical, but try to make it as similar as possible so that we can see the repetition in your drawings. Once you have drawn your item in the 4 sections, you're going to outline it with a black marker. This is going to make the color that you add really pop. Now that you have outlined it in black, what you're going to do is color it in. Remember the elements of pop art and how the colors are used. So you'll notice that for my cherries, I didn't do red cherries. They can be any color. If you do a banana, it could be a purple banana. It doesn't have to be the same color as what the item is in real life. Try to make them bright colors, try to use different colors while still having some repetition.
So these are our curriculum expectations that we use to guide this lesson. In this pop art lesson, we've created 2-dimensional artworks that include an array of visual arts elements and techniques, specifically including composition for this one. Our pop art creations use principles of design to create artworks which depict recurring themes and topics.
Although we are making art throughout this lesson, we are also working on our math abilities. Pop art includes lots of repetition, symmetry, and patterns, which all contribute to math concepts. Interestingly enough, you are performing translations and reflections while creating your pop art masterpieces, and are creating an example of how patterns can be seen and used in real life.
Here are some ways we can accommodate students while creating pop art. One way we can accommodate them is allowing them to use digital media to create pop art instead of drawing it with paper and writing utensils if they face fine motor skill issues. Another accommodation for students is that we can provide more time to complete the artwork if needed. Additionally, if a student is struggling to come up with an idea, we can provide a template for them to take inspiration from or copy, depending on their accommodation needs.